Are you searching for answers to life's questions? Those things that disturb and concern you the most? Why all the wickedness? Why the suffering in the world? Will it end? Who is responsible? Well, if so, join us right here on The Street 91.9 FM every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. with Brother Samuel Gooding and Roland White, where we open the Bible and find answers to all these things and more. For it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
Hey Richard, you know I have been saving every month so that I could set up a fund for the grandkids. But I would really like a place where the money is actually making dollars and cents to me.
Boy, TBLA has a proven track record of high returns. I actually trust them with my family's future. My father saved there, and now I save in there. My future is secure. Invest where you and your family's money would be safe.
I want quality and security.
Visit TBLA and find out which investment is right for you. For more info, visit tblamortgages.com. TBLA, a secure home to invest.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Merry Christmas.
Starting November 1st, we kick off the Parang and Christmas season right here. Ready to hear your song? Email us your request at street919music@gmail.com with your contact number, and you will get to shout out your music on the air.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from Kings Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And good morning again. We are back. So let me just read a little bit more from the article in front of me. Of course, the headline is that illegal drug shortage, price hikes follow U.S. strikes. And don't get me wrong, positive that there's the police doing their job in terms of seizing whatever illegal drugs, but in particular they're talking about marijuana in this instance. And also, don't get me wrong, I don't want the proliferation. I would love to see the decrease in use of marijuana for sure. But I just we are contemplating the effects of what is taking place and the strategy behind what is taking place as well. Good morning, brother. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. May peace and blessing be upon you, Paul.
And upon you, brother. Blessings. Welcome.
Yeah, and the conversation you're having is a healthy one. Because here is forward. We using rice and sugar in this country, right?
Yeah.
And if you buy a pound of rice, forward, you buy a pound of rice and you go in home with it, right? And if that rice coming from Guyana, the Guyana farmers had to make money on that rice. Then the government had to tax that rice to send it over here. Then the boatman had to make a piece of money. Then the businessman from Trinidad who buy the rice had to make a piece of money. Then they had to send it to the grocery and they had to make a piece of money on that pound of rice. So instead of that pound of rice being $1 to cut plant in Trinidad, because rice cut plant in Trinidad, it's a little $5 to the people and them, the consumers and them for $5 a pound. The Guyanese and them make money, the farmers, the government, the boatmen and everything. So why we cannot encourage the farmers to make it and cut all the money from Guyana coming with the boat and gas, and then the white man had to buy it and then bring it in their grocery and then make our money. That is a disrespect when they say the lower branches where we could plant rice and sugar. And the marijuana forward. It a rural guy selling marijuana in commercial stage. And marijuana in this country, according to the Honorable Prime Minister, the goodly woman, she said that it's a $3 billion industry. If we could tap into that forward, that is our industry. We could supply the children and them with school books and things, because if other men had to bring it over, like planting it over in Colombia, and then men had to come and bring it over, and then they come and make money on it, they're making all our money, and then cause free in our crime. We could do it, and all the brothers and them in Muruga, they could get a license to plant it. The money could go into their pocket and their children pocket and their children pocket. And then the government could make a piece of money on it to supply the downfall from the budget. Maybe we lost in 2-point-something billion from the budget. That is our resources we could tap into. It's not a criminal thing, but it's when the demand for it. If rice is scarce, if a man go smuggle rice, and if a man go have it in the bush hiding there, and if a man go look for it, if it's gold and all, if it's diamond, if it's man selling car parts and have it, and men having the money, they will rob them. It's not about robbery. It's about bringing it safe to the people and them to consume and keep it away from the criminal hand. These men and them who not bring boat and lock up men in Monos Island and have the brothers and them in jail. And who is the supplier? Who is the demander? Who not smoke it? It's we. When we get sick, if any 1% does come and donate any money to the hospital to open any halfway house to say we treating them addicts or anything like that. No. If the government doing it, could tap into the resources. That is our resources for thousands of years there. And it's more than one thing we can make from that food. We can make butter, we can make all kind of things from that. We even could make clothes from it. It's our other avenue of food.
Yeah,
and it's a $3 billion
industry. Yeah.
Food is a $3 billion industry, brother. And thank you for the conversation and clarify me, brother. Bless, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Blessings.
Bless.
Good morning, brother. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Ford. How are you this morning, sir?
I did, man, not too bad. And you?
Yeah, man, praise God by the grace of God.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I want to thank Mr. West for that contribution yesterday. Beautiful contribution. I didn't get a chance to thank him yesterday. But morning, Mr. West, beautiful contribution, Mr. West, yesterday morning. Yesterday. Mr. Ford?
Yeah?
Yeah, I just wanted, I'll be short this morning. One night that was also Mr. Fields, that is the person in charge of the Single Fathers Association, and he mentioned that he sent a letter to the Attorney General and one to the newly appointed Chief Justice, where he is trying to get them to bring legislation concerning mothers who take their partner to court, for want of a better word, for maintenance. His argument is that he thinks that before the so-called father pay maintenance, he should take what you call a paternity test first. So he wanted to be made law through the Attorney General that before the gentleman pays any maintenance, he should take a paternity test first. And I felt that to be very good. I think that is good legislation, because we know to a fact, Mr. Ford, that it have some men out there who have been fooled, who have been hoodwinked into thinking that, is my child and so on. Some mothers would have told the guy that look, he have your eye, he have your nose, look, he have your mouth. Right? And then when he mark boss, he is not the father. So I think it's good legislation. I hope that the Attorney General will really bring it and spare some of the men, some of the so-called persecution that they endure. So before any maintenance is being paid, the judge would order a paternity test be done first to prove that yes, this is your child. Thank you very much, Mr. Ford. Have a good morning.
Yeah, you as well. Have a good morning. I see people discussing the issue as well. It was a topic even yesterday. What they say, mother, baby, father, maybe, right? There is that gap sometimes, and you're not 100% sure. I haven't seen what Mr. Fields is actually advocating for, but I did realize that he had put out some testing statistics that showed certain trends in the fact that on many occasions when people do take these DNA tests, it comes back that they are not the biological fathers of the children involved. And I mean, if there is some level of doubt, then that is a measure that is available to us nowadays so that you can verify. And I guess privately you would be able to do that before you face the courts or in the process in which someone puts an individual, a man, before the courts. But of course, it costs individuals as well. So is an interesting area. Trinidad and Tobago, boy. I don't know if unique to Trinidad and Tobago, but fidelity is important as well. Honesty is also an important component of any relationship. Right? Responsibility in what we do as well as adults. So, yeah, the president of the Single Fathers Association would have brought some interesting information to the public for, and I know people are speaking about it. If there is significant doubt, it is a measure available in terms of DNA testing, especially if you find yourself in that position. And maybe it would be sensible, given the statistics that he has put forward, that a request can be made and the court can facilitate for some type of DNA testing for individuals who face the court. Again, because it costs money, you may not be able to do it privately, but in the interest of justice, maybe it's something that our legislators can consider to put in place as an option for the court to direct and facilitate as well, right? I'm saying that maybe facilitate in terms of financial assistance, because most people, men who find themselves in that position, it is because of a lack of financial ability as well. Although there are men who shirk their responsibility, and there are men who just worthless, right? Prefer to do all kind of other things with money other than ensuring that their children are, or prospective children are taken care of. So yeah, interesting, and I know some of the discussion is going on around that. Other things in the news as well, you know, police doing their job to detain a honey trap, right? A honey trap is someone who lures you in, a woman who lures you in, and could be a man as well nowadays, the way things going, right? And I think we have seen instances in the society of the latter. And when you arrive at whatever destination, etc., is not money, but is not honey, but give me your money, right? And people, individuals, need to be very, very careful about these things. Blessed morning. Yeah, man.
Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I'm the youngest mayor, boy. The first youngest mayor related some part in America.
He got elected. Elections was yesterday.
Yeah, plus he's from some part of Africa. So we got to congrats him, one of the youngest mayor for so much a donkey years.
I'm now pulling up the international news. Last night, I guess the elections would have finished and been counted. Zoran, boy. Mamdani.
Yeah, Zoran, that the young guy name.
Yeah. The mayor of New York City.
Who are I? I see over the news last night with them people who are on the first stage of emergency, the criminal attorneys and them, they're on a hunger strike. You plan them to lock up for one, and they ain't get no charge. They're not in court.
I'll check for that. They're going on a hunger strike?
Yeah, there was a protest and thing.
Right.
Passing the meals and calling it, they ain't going to court.
Yeah.
So that's the thing in there.
And that's
and back to that in the 2010 to 2015 for one.
Yeah.
Remember Sadio Singh?
Yeah, I know the name.
The man come and scrape me up on it. That time he don't call me and my little brother and my stepfather. I spent 45 days in a place they call Montana Bay.
They scrape you up and all?
They're up for 2015.
Good, normal, law-abiding citizen like you.
When I say love that. Well, I'm trying to be a law-abiding citizen now.
Yeah.
You're trying to do the right thing and live for Jesus because I'm too late trying to see about it now.
Yeah.
But I see so much I love the show the Honorable Prime Minister in Tobago there, but
right.
Little train there, but it's along the little train like the Antique. You're good to go. It has some old people too, if they like you, you're good to go. But some of them, it's piano man tell them that.
Yeah.
So before I look to understand, look probably knows everybody what the Muslim brother buy.
I done pull it up already as you say that, man.
All right, bless and love.
Yeah, man, blessings. Of course, that's big news in America, and the polarity of things within the United States as well, right? Obviously, the Republican president supporting other than Zoran Mamdani, having some negative things to say about him as well. That ideology that is also being pushed about America first and all that it entails and means, and pushing people who are Americans, right, by citizenship, away, in the sense that telling them implicit that there's not a place for you. One group of immigrants from Ireland, Poland, wherever, other places. Of course, I don't know if it is the color of their skin that makes them believe that the lands that they land on have some belonging to them. But whatever skewed type of thinking, it is perpetuated itself. It is come forward in the political systems that exist, and that is the danger. Sometimes it's dressed up in certain ways, but the underlying ideology is disgusting, is evil, it's discriminatory, it's pure supremacist. And we people, and we could say majority, colored people, or whatever you want to call yourself, people of the global south, all kind of different things we could identify by. We have to understand who we are and our interests, and those who do not have our interest as well. And it is a beautiful thing in the United States as well, to see how cosmopolitan it is, to see how mixed it is, to see how some cities are multiracial, multi-ethnic, multi-religious, just like Trinidad and Tobago to some extent. We could do a thesis on Trinidad and Tobago for the beauty of our interconnection, but other places have it as well. And therefore you find situations like this where a mayor of the largest city, I think the largest city in America, one of the most important cities, of course, in terms of economics as well, is now led by a Muslim. It don't even make sense to say a descendant of immigration or whatever, because everybody in America, except the indigenous people who have been decimated and are small in number, are immigrants. Even the theories that these people have are rooted in ignorance. They don't even have standing. The foundation of their home of discrimination is not even built on concrete. It's built on a fabricated ideology, and that is amazing to any mind that just thinks a little bit. And I'm listening to the great Dave Chappelle, right? For those who do not listen to Dave Chappelle and those who don't enjoy comedy, all you're missing out, right? And Dave Chappelle is describing the first time he voted. And he said that, he went to vote for Obama, right? And he said when he go into the line to vote, because he voted in Ohio, which was an important swing state, etc. He said he was sure they were going to win, because he said the line looked like a line for food stamps, right? Forgive the crude comedy sometimes as well. It's only black people like him, we could joke about ourselves and our situation sometimes as well, right? There's only people looking like him in the line. He say Obama sure to win, right? Fantastic. He say he could have seen it before. He predicted it just by the line when he went to vote. And then he said when he went to vote again, when Trump won, he said he could see that Trump was going to win because he gone to the line and he only seen dusty white Americans, right? As in, rural Americans, farming class, not rich white people. And he said he was just listening in the line to the things that they're saying, the Trump is gonna fight for us and he's gonna make life better for us and this and that. And he said in the period of time between Obama and that election, he make money. He make a lot of money. He pull up to the election in a Porsche. He have money now. And he was like, he was shocked to hear the stupidity of these people because he had become rich enough to lime and hang out with other rich white people like Trump, probably even including Trump, right? And he said the things they say about poor white people and the way that they describe poor white people, they don't like poor white people. They call them trash. If you all know people that's called people who discriminate, of course not us, the poor white trash, right? They are nothing in the eyes of those who are rich. Far more what they call black people, right? So he's saying, he listening to them and he like, they don't have a clue. And they out here, the tractors in the car park, the trucks in the car park, here to vote for Trump, who they think gonna work in their interest. And he's saying, little do they know Trump actually gonna do more for him than them because he rich now and he gonna serve the rich. Tremendous articulation of truth, true comedy. Big up all of our local comedians as well who will enjoy themselves telling what is going on, delivering the stories of today, true comedy, escaping trouble and persecution that I may get from talking it in a plain manner. That's why I'm joking about it this morning. Morning, Mr. West. Welcome.
Morning, Mr. Ford. Mr. Ford, your friend, Baby Trump, and Senior Trump, they have to recalibrate.
Yeah, they vex this morning. The amount of thing they say about Zoran. Well, not little Trump, big Trump.
Well, because I think what they have to change course. They have to probably change their policy and that kind of thing. And just make the necessary adjustment. But I don't. Well, based on the results of that election, I think that they have no other alternative. Right? All this thing about and as you made the point, everything is only based on the table. Whether you could put food on the table, high prices, and all these different things doesn't help any political party in office.
Yeah.
People are concerned with
their livelihood,
the quality of life. And if in fact the people believe that they are being pauperized by policies that emanate from the policymakers, and more especially the president, then the fact remains that they're going to demonstrate their dislike or discontent or dissatisfaction with such policies, and you see it in the outcome of the election. And again, the question of lawlessness, where you don't accede to the rule of law again. You could do what you want. Nobody could control you. Not even the Congress could control you. You take in unilateral action. You're beyond control. You're on the rampage. And therefore, you have guardrails. And this election would have served, could be used, in fact, was used as a guardrail to rope him in. Whether he would heed that conclusion is another question, another matter. But I'm saying that the people, because not even the courts, the Supreme Court seem to be very much, compromised. as far as the matters affecting or relating to Trump's and Trump's policy and all that kind of thing, the things he could do and the things he can't do, permitted to do within the Constitution itself. So I wait to see, but the only thing that he has, I'm not supporting those any wrongdoing, and things that I see are manifestly evil in my mind. But at the same time, it's early in the game, somewhat early, maybe some people say a bit late, but he can make the kind of adjustment that the people seem to be forcing on him. They don't like what is taking place, whether nationally, domestic front or on the international front. And therefore, they have spoken, and he has to listen. He should listen, because if he fails to listen or to adhere to their voices, what means is may in fact bring about his demise.
Yeah.
And the demise of the Republican Party as a whole. So I don't know where that will go. But you spoke recently about in your early commentary with respect to this marijuana thing, and I don't think that the legislation, as a matter of fact, in fact, when you develop policy, because policy can take various forms, it can take the form of legislation, it could take guidelines, it could be in terms of regulations and whatnot. But I don't think that these things were properly conceived, and all matters, all issues, relevant issues were taken into account. So I don't think it was good law in a sense, because you had identified the weaknesses with respect to the operation of the legislation. So they would have to redo that, because they didn't, as your friend from Shabona spoke about the question of the economics again, and the demand for it and all that kind of thing, right? Who's going to, how is it going to be imported, how is it going to be distributed, where's it going to come from, where's the market? And if you have supply, if you authorize people, in fact, you permit people to use marijuana, and then there's no supply. There's a supply. You must get a supply somewhere. You say they can plant tree and they could plant this and they could plant that. I don't think that. And again, what happened in this over the last couple of years, we have realized where there has been definite weakness in terms of lawmaking in this country.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And I am saying that when you have your legal draftsmen, you have the Law Reform Commission, they look at the laws and they seek to reform the laws and whatnot. You have those legal draftsmen, the parliamentary council, all these different people. I don't think that they make, because most of the laws, when they go to court and all that kind of thing, the court rules that they're unconstitutional and all kind of thing, So I am saying that we need to buck up or beef up our capacity to make laws in terms of those professionals, those experts that we have. And the lawmaking process, some people make you believe that, they're original in terms of the laws that they put forward. But most times, 90% of the time, you go outside and you get precedent, you see what is happening in England, you see what's happening in Canada, what is happening in most Commonwealth countries, Jamaica and whatnot, and what you do sometimes, some of them so lazy, some of them so bereft of ideas, they cut and paste. And with slight modification of the laws to suit the current environment or our environment or our circumstance. So I'm saying that you need proper lawmaking, but I think you have a good Attorney General and you have someone in the case, one I believe, I think he's a brilliant mind in terms of legal mind. I know him well, that is Saddam Hussein. You couldn't have a younger attorney in this country who has demonstrated skill, knowledge. When we talk about experience, he's growing in terms of experience. But I think he's a good prospect. We have a good young mind, a very solid mind in terms of our legal, whatever we need to do. So I have no problem with it, but I'm saying that we need to rethink the whole question as to how the law itself with respect to marijuana, because you have a lot of people all about the place, young people smoking marijuana all over the place. The psychologist would have told you the effects of it. I don't know, you ignore that. And so it chaos. You have the school children and all that kind of thing. They're using it because some of them, I think recently there was, I don't quote me wrong, I may have heard wrong that he had some cocaine or something in his school. The police held him with that and all that kind of thing. So it's chaos. And, I don't know. To be honest with you, we in a total mess in this country.
What I wonder, Mr. West, what's the plan? Okay, you decriminalize how many years now? So you're saying that people can smoke. You talk about trees and they are using their own planting for themselves, which is nonsense, which you know is not what is going to take place. And then you leave it as illegal, the trade and the sale of it, and you expend the police time and energy to continually fight against the business of marijuana. It not making sense. It's messy and it's been left for years. And what is the plan? And then
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
You see what has happened when you get into government and you really you desire to do good for your country or improve the quality of life, standard of living, the economy of the country and whatnot, improve generally the conditions of your people. You need to have competent politicians. And if you have Attorney General, and Iwer has said that, because I don't want to mention him too much, but the fact remains, I don't think that he was a stellar performer in terms of being an Attorney General. And you have a lot of them who were there also, the Ministry of Sports, you had them in national security, you had them all around. They were not the kind of, I think they lacked the capacity, the capability of really advancing the needs of this country. And that is where we are. So you need to get people who can perform.
Yeah.
Not just having a piece of paper and
talk, pretty talk. That's one set of talk.
Right, on public relations and all kind of nonsense. You need people who can get the job done. And if any government gets into office, you need that. Because in the end, it will come back to haunt you. Get the people, the right people, and get the job fit, the best persons to run the ministries and departments. Because it will come back to haunt you and your government. Because at the end of the day, the people have to judge you, and they will judge you. And it may not be very nice. So thanks again, Mr. Ford.
Thank you very much. And that's what I'm saying. I want to know, what is the contemplation about how we, and when was the timeline, or how, okay, you open up by decriminalizing the marijuana, but did you run campaigns to ensure that the use is decreased and that children don't take it up? And where is it? Where's the thinking over the last 10 years? Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Good morning to you, Bernard. Morning to your listeners. No, I was in support and still in support of decriminalizing marijuana.
Yeah.
Mostly because it is a really trivial matter in terms of what we have to deal with besides that in crime, and also because of what exists in the political atmosphere. Because after finding marijuana on the gazebo ledge, the same police officers who were prosecuting people in terms of running them down, crying them before the court, sometimes they find people, they have weed to give you, you understand, destroying the lives of persons for the same plant-like substance. The same officers went as far as tearing out pages from the station diary book, right? Telling you that it's not so serious, it's only serious when certain people using it or have it. On top of that, when Mr. Iwer was decriminalized, he himself said he have some friend or family member who they say, well, I'll ask all to leave the room now because I'm going to take my little pull from a pain or whatever. And these are the same politicians who is telling to take information to the police, right? And in the midst of all of that, as you and Mr. Westwood have pointed out, we still have this large effort from the police service engaging marijuana users and who's selling and this and that. But I am convinced that the reason why they didn't move further with it is because they really do not want a portion of society to escape this thing called poverty. Because to tell me that I could plant 4 trees and you're still running me down if I trade in what I reap from my 4 trees, really and truly, as Mr. West say, where the supply coming from, based on the fact that it have a demand, right? we hear the commissioner of police saying that they're going to increase the drive against the importation of seed and all these things. So how really persons were supposed to plant 4 trees from out of thin air? And this is the kind of laws that we continue to experience. People who are not serious, they just use it as an election to gain election points. So you had a large portion of smokers running to vote for the PNM because they have been going through it time and time again with law enforcement and seeing that not everybody facing the same thing as them. Some people getting away scotch-free, you understand? While others languishing in prison.
Yeah.
For something that really and truly doesn't, it may not be affecting them personally or nobody around them. It's something you're putting into your system. It doesn't define who you are.
Yeah.
But I don't know when we will really get serious.
And at the same time, the adverse effects as well. You would have want to combat the adverse effects in terms of the use by children, by younger people, the abuse of the substances as well, the substances that are of higher level in terms of THC and other things, to try to get people to understand what is what and how to use what. But I have seen no education program, and you find young people just feel it fashionable, and they use, too many people using and abusing, not just using because, okay, these things have properties which may be helpful for certain things, but it's just abuse. Addiction even is taking place now. Then you have the new drugs that laced with all kind of other things that are extremely harmful, and more than gateways. There's not just gateways, they're actually laced with things that so detrimental, harmful, and addictive that it's destroying people's life. And we just playing with it. You know why? Because they don't really care about that and the people. 10 years.
That is why there was no education on the matter coming forward, because when you tell somebody they could plant 4 trees, but they could only have in their possession 30 grams of marijuana, you're telling them you can't grow more than 8 grams on 1 tree. But if they do the research on that, it's almost impossible unless you tailor your thing to limit the amount of harvest. That is almost impossible, so it's come like a trap.
Yeah.
It come like a trap.
It doesn't line up. It doesn't align, and they know it does not align. So I'm just saying, what is the direction and the purpose? We lost it there, right? What is actually trying to be achieved? What are we working towards? And how are we purposing our legislation to actually achieve a better society? Let us make sense, Trinidad and Tobago. And I hope that this administration, as it now starts up and is going forward, has that bravery to deal with some of these issues that are languishing for time. And I want to understand as well, the police doing their job. But how is that working out in terms of the overall direction of the society and what we're trying to achieve and in the society? That's what I'm trying to understand. Good morning, Prezi. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Imam Wad Abu Bakr. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, man. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, God. And God, you have people talking a nice subject and they're trying to bring out the truth of yourself and the truth of what they should know. And the last caller, Mr. Chris, I think is his name in Radio Land. He's a brother that's come down with some psychological shot. Say that is so real. I like him for that. He just keep in the mind. He just keep there. And even Mr. West. But the excerpt this morning is an excellent one. I, as an individual in this world who tried my best to analyze as much as I could analyze in this existence, because all experiences is for survival. Because from experiences we live. And in so doing, going to the subject matter of the decriminalization of marijuana, especially, they didn't say cocaine, heroin, or nothing like that, or rum. Rum had to come down last. They didn't say decriminalize rum, but they're telling we do make babash. But they're telling we that Angostura and Fernandez and all them rum face of the higher degree of people still existing to sell it to the world, while they tell you, don't drink it. Now, I don't know how that does work, eh? Because if the commodity there, I go drink. But the man who making the commodity ain't getting jail or ain't getting chastised is the man who drinking it. So we're looking around and trying to find out where the culpretism really is. Is it with it? Although we know the people are difficult and they want to get up and stand for something than fall for nothing, minding their own business. They rather to continue the show and get in the jail and all kind of thing, while the people who put in it there and making law for them not to plant it, and if they're making law not to plant it, and then somebody bringing it in or sending it in for you to consume it, then what kind of double standard hypocrisy we live in? I tell all you already. When you sit and analyze the minds of the world, is greed, corruption, total. It had nothing like sympathy with the people who in authority. Not now, since long so time ago, because authority have all the soldiers, and especially the soldiers, to fight. But them they tell we don't incite, hey, the day we start to make a joke and incite, they come in for we. But the day we start to incite is day they go back up. We maybe can't do it because we know the soldiers coming for we, they sending them for we as soon as we fight. Only said kill someone, you go see the one. But guys will really have to make somebody back up. But boy, you see we are talking about how dread it is. I blame Torres say it is not a democracy, because democracy is not for we. It is a revolution that we are in. And you mean that, and I mean it too. We always revolt, and every second. Look right now, the program you start this morning is a revolt. I can't talk like Dr. West. I can't have every statement like Mr. Chris. I can't have every statement like your first caller. These brothers and them have some authority in the political world, and I myself have a little team, not much, but I ain't gonna cry in this world to talk politics. Because politics is being involved the same way how we are being involved, being victimized by the authorities of existence. The G7 and all of them who make up themselves to have all these colonies of the world running. And believe me, they say they take you out of slavery wherever you are or wherever you're from, but you're still colonized under a system. I will drop there, because if I drop there, I will show everybody understand we are all in the world colonized under a system. So don't care how best we try, and then we could do best, as I say, revolt and form organizations of ourselves, of our own commodity, what we want. In truth, who we vote on top is not rulers. Who we vote on top is just representatives to represent the system we put them there to represent. But they don't do that. When we put them there, they represent their own system, leave you out and rule you, and you take in rule. That is the system, brother Imam Fuad Abubakar, Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
That is the system. And I thank you for this piece of statement. I say, all of us have God in us, and truth is God. And when we talk truth, God spoke. Thank you.
Yeah. So just the political will sometimes, and then there are some issues that are challenging. Reform, new law, very, very challenging sometimes to make, and sometimes the political will is not there. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning to you, gentlemen, and everybody. Hope political observe.
Morning, I need clear man. What happening? Ma'am, down. Zoran gave some licks yesterday. What happened?
So
you're talking
like that,
you're talking quiet now.
So you had me as Mr. West like that, but I know that Mr. West is very intelligent, and I would just say this: that state is a Democrat state, and we was expecting that. The numbers on the survey was saying that because Adams couldn't win it, because Adams, the Democrat destroying to make sure that they have a color person, a Muslim person, a person like that. So let me see how America runs. I know that we have the funds, we have the money, and if we find he is not running good, we're going to stifle him. We're going to not give them no money. And that do not affect the Republican Party. I think the Republican Party is more stronger now and more united now. I think that can damage us because that is a Democrat. Check the years and how much time Democrats win there. Republicans never get a chance there. So that's nothing new to do that a Democrat is back in the near. But Adams do a very good job, and what they do, Adams did for the last, and Trump had to come and pardon him and drop the case and all kind of thing, and said that how he going free right now because they was going to jail that black man, that was going to lock up that the own Democrat African man who they say so-called white African man. I do not know, but I know that we know he was going to win because the CNN and everybody was, before the election was appetiting. He's the man. So let us see in the next 4 years what he can do. He can do so. And you might do the thing still, and Democrat might still win it because it is a Democrat state. I want to say, wow. I say it was really official, local visit to Tobago. I know that Fadi had the green light now to go forward and campaign in a large way. Because some weeks ago, I called in on this program here and about two Africans and see that Kamala have Fadi hands in Kamala. Because if what the government do in Trinidad and Tobago, because there's no doubt about it after yesterday that Fadi is a corrosion of the UNC. There's no doubt about it. You see the fanfare, you see the luxury, what the visit, and whatever they do.
But how you could say that? What kind of if they have a understanding and the central government and the TPP, right? The two parties, the UNC, can see eye to eye on many issues and have a cordial relationship. You go on far to say there's part and parcel,
Yes, there's part. There's no doubt about it. It's common sense. There's no book to read. It's part, and it's very good to see it because for the past 3 years there was only PNM in Tobago, PNM in Trinidad, and any other party rule. Tobago vice PNM in power, it would be a whole hiccups along the way. Central bankers always give them trouble there in Tobago. But to see today that Central is working with Tobago is a very good thing. But we cannot shy from the point, we cannot hide the point, we cannot play games. Because if we play games going into a TH election, we're going to lose. We is going to lose.
I would give Mr. Fali and them good morning, Mr. Sampson and everybody else, right? I would give them their own autonomy and their own strength in what they have achieved and built, but I would say that they have a good working relationship, and the enemy or your enemy is your friend as well. I think it is a strategic working together, but I wouldn't go so far as you going, man. I know about that because
which one because
I has touched down in Tobago often, and like I say, some of them is my good friends.
But brother, they have to support every single bill we bring in Parliament. They will support it, they will vote for it, and they will agree with it. What can I say something? They will have to, because that is the order they get. It come like this. When I was in early days, we was with Jack Warner, and we was in shock not to attack a certain party because we want that certain party out and a certain party in, and all of us in the IRP talk shows and everybody was a shock to them because this is the whole political arena. But I hear Morris say he have some files to expose Thursday coming here. He say he tell the people Monday and Tuesday they're Friday and them follow in my woods. Let them have a nice time. But come Tuesday he has some information. So I wait forward to see the special motion, the no confidence motion against Fari is going to bring Thursday here. I retain very close attention to it. I also see that the Honorable Prime Minister went to the Parliament Secretary in Tobago Day, and every single one of the Parliament, the Secretary in Tobago, get up and say what is the portfolio, or the whole era, the control in Tobago, and what ministry the control. I was Duke get up. He talking Spanish as always. He always going off the key. He talking Spanish, and he tells the Prime Minister that you see what he create. He said, look what I create. Well, it was share of us here on the opposition side. Now look how much of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the Prime Minister laughed. She knocked the desk because she understand them over there is the babies, but you know them now. They get bigger than him, so he gets up and you see he hurt, but you see beard and all getting white. You see he hurt, but I think that his party will have a chance over there in the next election to come. I think he himself will lose his seat. He will lose his deposit for Bagatelle for if he tries to walk, he will lose his seat. I think the race is between the Forward Tobago Party and the PNM Party there in the next stage. So I say that it's all good between the government of Tobago and the government of Trinidad. It's a very happy thing. I know that working together will bring a victory for Fahali in Tobago Day. Again, I know that every bill the UNC bring, my government bring, they have to give us that support. I believe that is the way they get our observing how it's going on, and I'm watching and I'm observing and I'm watching all the fine print and I'm reading everything good and what I see and observing. I think that we have that party in the hands to move forward. So it's not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing to know that the Tobago government and Trinidad government is working together for the betterment. And also, I tell this country that we is the lifeline of the Caribbean, and we do not need the Caribbean. I see some days ago the Antigua and the Bermuda Prime Minister complaining about the rum going up to 100% and it's very expensive. And he said that. He said Trinidad is the supermarket of the Caribbean, and the price is too high. He said the too high. The export is very high.
We just come into the top of the hour there. So
thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we will have to continue that discussion tomorrow, right? interesting regional developments as well as we would have just mentioned as well, in Antigua and their position as well, and obviously as well Grenada still has a lot of contemplation going on about the American radar. So the Caribbean CARICOM has its issues. I apologize to those people trying to get in. I'll limit the length of contributions in the future, just so that as many people as possible can get in. All right, blessings to everyone. We'll be back tomorrow, so please call back tomorrow so you all will get the opportunity to share your views. Take care.
Our family radio ministry every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and on Friday evenings from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. All night prayer live on the street 919 FM. Designed with you in mind. This program deals with today's